to say the least. Stay tuned. I'll let you know how this goes or even how far into it I get. I'm very fascinated to see what kind of facts and supporting evidence is in this book. So stay tuned. Next on my list, really excited about this one. If you've been listening to any of my previous episodes, you may know I find myself on a spiritual faith-based journey right now. I'm going to be 40 in May and did not grow up in a religious household, but I'm very spiritual, very in touch with nature, have always believed it to be my God, the universe. But I'm doing a bit more of a Christian research, I guess. I'm getting my master's in Christianity and faith and religion right now, you could say. But one of the ways that I am really looking into tapping into my connection to a higher power is being thankful for my food and the struggle and sacrifice that went into a certain thing being born and dying, or growing from a seed and sprouting and growing and then dying because it's being consumed by me in order to sustain my life, for me to continue on. That sacrifice I find very alluring to pray towards and give homage to. Very inspired by my husband on this regard. And I didn't think I'd find a book about this topic, but I did. So this is by Melissa Darabian. Darabian? Sorry if I botched that. Darabian, and it's called Tasting Grace, Discovering the Power of Food to Connect us to God, one another, and ourselves. Love it. It's the 16 invitations Melissa shares, Tasting Grace, will transform your perception of the role food plays in your life and will show you how food can instead be a way of entering into communion with God, creation, and one another. You'll learn how the gift of food is an invitation to creation, grace, stewardship, delight, hospitality, and comfort. Oh, so she has a personal journey of cooking on television, recovering from food addictions, and making healthy eating an act of worship. She learned the value of finding God in the ingredients and worshiping more than the gift. Love. So this is going to be a fun book to read. I'm really hoping now that I just read this back cover that I can get Melissa on the show. And if you're looking for it, this might be up your alley. Next book on the list is with Tanya Rad and Raquel Stevens, 100 Days to Finding the Hope and Joy You Want. The Sunshine State of Mind. I'll be honest, the book cover got me. It was at the library and I was like, ooh, bright, cheery. So the gist of this beautiful book is that it is giving you kind of a countdown of 100 different ways for you to be able to just bring joy into your life, bring some belief and some hope. Sidebar, Selena Gomez is their best friend. So she wrote the foreword, which was beautiful and really sweet. And I do enjoy kind of just the overall layout of the book. It was really easy to read. It's basically giving you a lesson a day, 100 days. And I like that it's a slow book. It's more of a ritual book. It's a book that you want to keep by your bedside when you wake up in the morning and like give it a go. I'm going to be speed reading this puppy as if it's a real book. So I won't be getting the 100-day experience, but I'll be jam packing it into a day or two when I read it. So stay tuned, but this looks really fun. It'd be awesome to get them, one or both of them, on to discuss this book and kind of what brought us to life. Because what a beautiful project to bring to the world for others to have and partake and spread the joy themselves. Love it. Definitely a Make Life Rich movement kind of thing from some Make Life Rich movement kind of gal. Love it. The final book, this one, is juicy, and I'm really fighting myself to not skip this book ahead of the line. Simply because of its girth, I'm making this one last, so I just like knocking out more instead of one. I don't know. It's a Taurus thing. Anyway, it's called Fall of Civilizations, Story of Greatness and Decline by Paul Cooper. First of all, the cover. Beautiful cover. What? Absolutely love it. Let me show you the back. So, the Times calls it a treasure trove of myths and terror. Atmospheric as hell. Immersive. Could it be more atmospheric and immersive than our current crazy, wild-ass reality we find ourselves living in? Paul Cooper has a historian's tool for what we know and what we don't, but a novelist's eye for vivid details. Oh, I'm down. Okay, so this book is based on the podcast with over 100 million downloads, Fall of Civilizations. Didn't know that either. Guys, I literally pick a book by the cover. I'm that gal. I read the title. If I feel the essence in my brain churning, I'm like, yeah, pick it up. That's why I have 42 of them on my shelf for now to read. But this is based off of a podcast which brilliantly explores how a range of ancient societies rose to power and sophistication and how they tipped over into collapse. So they're covering empires of Mesopotamia to Khmer to Songhai, West Africa, to the Byzantines, to the Maya, the Inca, the Aztecs, Roman Britain to Rapa Nui. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be lit. I'm going to be learning a lot because we all know public school was basura. I remember that. I was also severely traumatized with grief during school, so that could account for maybe not remembering much. But I'm really excited to catch up on my understandings of rises and falls of stories of greatness and empires. We should definitely be thinking a little bit about what happens to countries and governments after 200 to 300 years of existence, because it tends to fall, y'all, and then it's rebuilt from the ashes. And we're approaching year 250 in July. We may be due for a shakeup here, and I don't know about you, but I really don't know much about the empires and the regimes that have existed over the tiers of time, and this is going to help me to maybe find a common thread and figure out how I can protect myself from whatever the hell is coming, because we know something's coming. I had one more book. I think I left it on my... Oh no, it was Area 51. I'm squinting because I'm looking at it. Area 51 by Annie Jacobsen. Anne Jacobsen, rather. No, Annie Jacobsen. Annie Jacobs? Annie Jacobs or son. I'm not sure. I'll find it and put it in the show notes. So she was on a Joe Rogan episode. I love all things alien. I've been praying out the window to ask aliens to show me them since I was 10 years old. X-Files, namely David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson, had such an impact on this little impressionable brain, and I became head over heels obsessed with all things extraterrestrial. I am so dialed into the topic. No, probably more than the average bear about all things out of this world. And I'm really excited to read her accounting of Area 51. She was so chock full of facts on Joe Rogan. It was like hearing myself in someone else, just like bam, bam, back. Like her brain just works in that way. So she was just pulling out so much knowledge, instance after instance after. And she's so litigical with her information and the way that she relays it. It really does make for not only a great interview to listen to, but I'm sure will be an amazing book to read. It's chunkier than Fall of the Civilizations. I'm imagining it's probably 800 pages. So that book I probably won't get to. I thought I might. So it was on my list for a second and then I put it down. But I'll show you that cover next week with the next book. That's all I got for you, my guys. I'll be posting another episode for you on Thursday. The episode on Thursday is just going to be me kind of running through prepping for an event where I am guest speaking what will be the next day, Friday. I'm going to be teaching people how to start their own podcast from scratch. So I am going to give a dry run through of that topic here in an episode. And if you're one of those people that find yourselves with a story inside and you're ready to share, this episode might be everything you need to get you started. And we're going to do it as cheaply and as efficiently as possible with as little programs and as little tools needed as possible. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday tomorrow, and I will see you on Thursday, my Richies. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, make life fresh.